Hi, welcome everyone. It's Joolsey from Joolsedesigns and JT Creations. Now what I've done is I have started the cover of my travel journal, and what I did is I've done it out of craft card and I've tried to make faux leather. Because I've embossed it, it doesn't look that much like leather. I'm not going to do it on... There's plenty of tutorials to learn how to make faux leather, and you can make it a lot better than this. But what you basically do, it's a piece of craft card like that. I don't even think it has to be craft card, it can be any colour card. And I use a mixture of water and glycerine. I can't even remember, I think it's 2 parts water, 1 part glycerine, or 1 part water, 2 parts glycerine. And you just soak the paper, the card. It's nice on your hands. My hands are still a bit oily. Both sides, and just keep rubbing it in, and then you scrumple it all up. You crunch it up to a ball. Well, I can fit one of them when it's crumpled up in my hand. Then you open it out. I put mine through an embossing folder because I wanted like an embossed leather look. And I thought I'd actually lost the creases. However, when I went over it with Vintage Photo and I think it was tea dye, tea dye distress inks, it picked up on the edges because I'd creased the edges of where I wanted my folder to be creased, but I will go through that in a minute, and all the creases. So this is a full A4, and what I did was, it's a kind of a midori TN journal that I'm making. So it was like 4 1/4. So I measured in 4 1/2 and scored it. I measured it 3/4 of an inch because that's what size I wanted my spine, and scored it again. Then again 4 1/2, scored it again. 3/4 of an inch and scored it again. So that gives me a flap. So when I fold it like that, I've got a flap over. Now, I've also marked it because I'm only putting one signature in, I think. But I want a folder in for putting bits and pieces that I collect throughout the days, weeks. Also to keep my ephemera in, maybe to keep a pen, things like that. So what I did was I measured this, so I've got 2 equal, so I want two elastics on. So I want that like that. But first of all, I'm going to reinforce the 2 spines. At the end of the day, if you fill it up like what I have done with this one, it doesn't stay tight, you can see, but that's why I've learned, and I'll only keep 2. I mean, this one I just absolutely filled with everything and anything I could get, but what I might do is just make another one as well. So these are pieces of card that have been cut off Amazon packaging. And I think, no, they're not quite. So what I will do is I am going to trim them down. And I will do that off camera. Let me have a look at this. See, this one's a bit too wide. But it's the... So I will go and do that, and then I'll back. So that's me, I've cut this. And I've marked the holes again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 2-in-1. Oh no, it's Fabri-Tac actually. I'm needing to get another one of these. The reason I'm using this is because because I've added glycerine to the craft card. It makes it kind of fibrous. It's not material, but it feels quite soft, and I think that this will be safer for sticking. So we'll do that. That. And it's a little bit, but you know, if there's anything over, you can just trim it off, that's no problem. And this one on this spine. You can colour these before you put them on. I don't really bother. It's never bothered me before. If you want to, you know, make it a little bit more prettier. At the end of the day, this is just going to go in my bag throughout the day when I'm travelling about, so it's going to get chucked about quite a bit. So and they don't last, they don't stay perfect when they're getting thrown in and out of your handbag. So that's that. Now what I did do was I had a small template of now when you make the holes in these, you don't want your book or your notebook larger, or you know, otherwise it'll tear. You don't want it smaller, otherwise it'll tear, but you do want it round about level. So I'm just going to put a hole, and you can always cut into the corners, you know, if you've not left yourself a lot of room. So I am going to use the crocodile, and it's one. Oh, see these for the bits getting stuck in. Where's my, and then you can't see where you've marked the paper. Oh, that's better. It's perfect. Oh, it's a little bit wobbly. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a travel junk journal I'm making. It's nothing. It's not a coffee table book or anything. And I always think the more tattered they look, the better. They look more interesting. Yeah, I've got another wobbly one, so hey ho. Right, so I want some grommets. Right, let me put that one in first. Now this is going to be fun. Oh, perfect. I thought I was going to have some fun there. because these are a little bit of a tight fit. I got them for when I used to do wedding stationery and somebody wanted tag invitations. Oh, you can see that's definitely the other one's wonky the same the same side, so it'll look as though it's part of the journal. That's fine. Yeah, they're perfect. So that's, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with Mod Podge, and it just gives it that shiny effect. You can see, I mean, this I've had for years and years, and it's starting to drop to bits now, but the Mod Podge keeps it nice and sort of like leathery looking. I did put some washi tape on that one because it was like travel washi tape and I quite liked it. Okay, so thank you for joining me. I will show you this when I come to the next stage, and that is making the pages ready, cutting out the ephemera and things, and I will put a middle one in because I do like the elastic to go around. I'm not sure whether I'll use elastic or whether I'll use a piece of tape to come out there and just tie round, but I like some little dangles to dangle off it and things like that. Okay, thank you for joining me.